Hey everyone! Today's video is a summary of Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Sutanto, a fun, chaotic rom-com with big laughs and bigger twists. Spoiler alert, major plot points ahead. If you're interested in the book, the purchase link is in the description. Let's get started. Medi Chan lives with her mom and is also very close to her aunts. Big Aunt, Second Aunt, and Fourth Aunt. At 26 and still single, Medi's mom decides to set her up on a date with someone she met online. It was actually her mom who created Medi's dating profile and chatted with the guy online. The date itself wasn't terrible, but on the way home, the guy made a pass at Medi, which she didn't appreciate. In response, she tased him and they crashed into a tree. Since the guy was driving Medi's car, he died in the crash. Unsure of what to do, Medi decides to take the body home. Medi showed the corpse to her mom, who immediately called her aunts. The five of them quickly brainstormed ways to dispose of the body. They decided to hide it in a large cooler inside Big Aunt's bakery, planning to keep it there temporarily until the grand wedding event the next day. This event was a big deal for their family business. Big Aunt handles the cakes, Second Aunt does the makeup, Fourth Aunt is the entertainer, Medi's mom is the florist, and Medi is the photographer. The next day, they discovered that the cooler with the dead body had been transported to the island where the event was being held. Big Aunt had overslept, and her assistant didn't realize the cooler was supposed to be left behind. Once they arrived at the event, they immediately tried to retrieve the cooler, but as they were heading into the kitchen, the hotel owner appeared. They panicked when they realized Medi's blind date was none other than the hotel owner. When they saw who it was, only Medi was shocked because it turned out to be Nathan, her ex-boyfriend from college. Nathan had never met Medi's family, even during their 3-year relationship. Medi had always wanted to keep it that way. When Nathan received a job offer in New York, Medi broke up with him. She couldn't leave her family, and she didn't want Nathan to turn down the opportunity just to stay with her. Nathan was also shocked but happy to see Medi. Now, Medi was even more distracted. Not only did she have to think of a way to dispose of the body, but Nathan was also there, someone she hadn't stopped thinking about even after 4 years. Despite their best efforts to get the cooler back, they still failed. The wedding ceremony had started and the dead body was still unaccounted for. To make matters worse, they discovered the body wasn't the hotel owner's after all. It was Aguan, the guy they get lilies from. What's worse, he looked different from the night before because, it turns out, he was still alive when they put him in the freezer. He had fought his way out, but ultimately froze to death. During the ceremony, there was a commotion when the gifts went missing. The maid of honor had taken them, planning to rely on Aguan. They were friends and had been plotting to steal the gifts. When it was discovered that the gifts were gone, the maid of honor, Maureen, tried to pin the blame on Medi. Since Medi had Aguan's phone, she was able to put the jewelry back in Maureen's room. Once the gifts were sorted and returned to the event, Medi was shocked during the parade of groomsmen because Aguan was there. No one would notice he was lifeless since the rest of the groomsmen were drunk and could barely walk straight. Aguan was on stage with the other inebriated groomsmen. Medi suggested to the wedding planner that they should remove the groomsmen from the stage, but the groom opposed. The drunk groomsmen ended up falling into the pool, and the bride also fell when she tried to help Medi carry Aguan's body. Medi jumped into the pool to save the bride, and soon enough, people discovered the dead body. The sheriff was called to the scene. He asked questions, but without further evidence, he pinned the blame on Nathan. While Nathan was in handcuffs, Medi spoke to him. She felt guilty and confessed to Nathan that it was her who killed Aguan. He told her he already knew. He had figured it out because she and her family had been acting so strangely with the cooler. Nathan didn't want Medi to confess, though. He was willing to take the blame for her. Medi still wanted to confess because she didn't want Nathan to take the fall. She decided to tell her mom and aunts about her plan, but when she got back to her room, she found her family tied up and held at gunpoint by Maureen. Maureen ordered Medi to retrieve the ceremony gifts, promising to release her family in return. With no choice, Medi went along with it. She went to the bride's room and spoke with her, discovering that the bride and Maureen were in love. Medi returned to the room with the gifts, but she also brought the bride with her. When Maureen saw the gifts, she finally confessed that she had only hoped the bride would talk to her because she was in love with her. After hearing this, the bride appeared and embraced Maureen. They were in love with each other. Along with the bride and Maureen, Mehdi and her family spoke with the sheriff. They explained that Agwan was actually a thief, disguised as one of the groomsmen. He had hidden in the cooler to avoid being caught stealing the ceremony gifts. They assured the sheriff that they got this information from the groomsmen, who turned out to be paid actors since the groom didn't have any real friends. The sheriff considered this, as he wanted to solve the crime and gain some credit for it. The case was solved. Their plan had worked. In the end, Nathan was finally introduced to Mehdi's family. During their dinner, Nathan proposed, and Mehdi said yes. And that's the end of Dial A for Aunties. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop a comment and check out the link in my bio to grab the book. Don't forget to subscribe for more summaries, and I'll see you in the next one.